After McQueenos, is he McQueenos? After McQueenos shining in pre-seasonal game, definitely Mikel Arteta is looking into different options and how he can get him on the first team. And we've also got quite a lot. We've got a bit of transfer news and also will be a bit of an all-rounder anyway. Hello everyone, thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. Right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your very host, Abu Kals. We'll remember that a lot has been said, a lot has been done in these transfers, but right about now as we speak, there was a game yesterday, and that was an Arsenal game playing against Watford. We'll remember that Arsenal held to 1-1 draw by Watford in pre-season friendly as Arteta ramps up Premier League title preparations. Mikel Arteta is looking at different ways on how he can grab the Premier League title, and it's very evident that the Premier League title could be moving to the club Arsenal, as Mikel Arteta has got no time to waste right about now. When it comes to transfers, it is quite evident that with transfers he's got a clear plan, and he wants good football players in, and the ones who are already available, he's trying to see which football player definitely can do the job quite right. A lot of information that we've been getting recently, and the fact that MARQUINHOS came off the bench and he performed, and he's been closely monitored, because before, we remember that MARQUINHOS, when he came to Arsenal, when he moved to Arsenal, not very many. Anyway, Mikel Arteta was not so sure about him, giving him first team football. He's only a young boy, and his form was not yet just established just as yet. So Mikel Arteta made a decision to send him away to on a loan to Norwich. And when he's been at Norwich, he's really impressed. And Mikel Arteta has been looking at different ways on how he can definitely make things quite right for him and for the club, because he is a very good one. He's a very wonderful one, and he's been performing quite well. So looking at how he's been performing at Norwich, and also the fact that he's been quite good, he's definitely been playing very well of recent, and in the game that was concluded, he was an exceptional. He played very well this recent game against Watford, and him coming off the bench and scoring that goal that led to the draw was something that was quite good and showed quality. He's a quality football player, top football player. So things definitely are going on quite well with him, and also with the club Arsenal. So the game took place at London Colney, with Mikel Arteta's side selecting a very strong starting 11 lineup. Let's see who was on a lineup versus Watford. There was Okonkwo in the goals. Gabriel, who's the goalkeeper of Arsenal? He didn't start. The first goalkeeper didn't start, but we had to see Okonkwo in the goals, and the defense section had Gabriel Mangales playing alongside Holding. Ben White was playing also in the defense, and Cedric was there. Then we had to see Bandiera in the defensive midfield, and also Lewis Kelly playing the defensive midfield. Central midfield had Leandro Trossard. Then Nketiah was the sole striker, with Gabriel Jesus also in the striking section over there, playing alongside Nelson. It was quite a brilliant one, a good one, but of course he's going to make a few changes in this one, and this one cannot be the starting 11 forever. I think he was just trying to see how things really will be moving, with Gabriel Jesus lined up in attack alongside Leandro Trossard and Edin Nketiah, who passed a chance to put his side on 1-0 up the first half. So that's the problem with Edin Nketiah. You cannot Gabriel Jesus, sometimes you cannot 100% rely on Gabriel Jesus. You need another football player. Gabriel Jesus is a top goal scorer, is a very good football player, but you need a bit of competition. You need to create a bit of competition for him. Otherwise, he will be very comfortable knowing I'm the man. If I play well, if I score one goal or two, it's definitely okay. If I don't score, it's also okay. So there needs a bit of competition, and that's why Arsenal is also looking at getting a very good striker. And once they get a good striker, there'll be a bit of. When you see big clubs, also, almost every big club has two big strikers, and what I mean, when one of them is not on and the other one is on the bench, you want the opponents to see who is on the bench, and it's like really, it's gonna be trouble for me. It's going to be big or massive trouble for me, So it will be noted that Gabriel Jesus is last time he had an injury. That's also something that you cannot rely on 100%. Because he had an injury last time, and there's nothing that could stop him from having an injury this time. You need another football player in there. Though on very many occasions, Edin Ketia has come out to help there, but again, Edin Ketia is not that class football player, really, that top goal scoring football player. I know he's still young, and there is a lot of chance that he's going to play quite well. He's going to enhance. He's going to make his game much better than it already is. But right about now, you cannot count on him 100%. That's why that's why Mikel Arteta is looking at different options on how they can sign another striker. And I can see what definitely is being talked about. MARQUINHOS was on target for Arsenal as they drew 1-1 with Watford, and this was with the first pre-season training match. Definitely, the first pre-season training match was it definitely was quite good. It showed us a bit. We thought probably that Kai Havertz would have played in the first pre-season training match, but it didn't happen. Kai Havertz instead, he was enjoying his training. He did his training, and everything really went on quite well for him. And we anticipate that the next game he's going to be a much better football player. He's going to play quite well in the next game. Let's wait and see how definitely everything will go about. By the look of things, he's a very good one and is going to perform. So the game took place in London. Colonels have already been telling you. Gabriel Jesus lined up, and we've got Watford instead opened the scoring through Ismail Kone and held into their lead until the 10th minute after halftime. 10th minute after halftime. Yeah, that was in the best of. But I cannot blame. I don't think we should really blame anyone for that goal. At this point in time, Mikel Arteta is trying to see whom he can trust on the pitch and who shouldn't really be on the pitch. And that's the reason as to why pre-season training is always there. Then Watford, I've told you, we talked about that. Then Arteta made 9 changes at break, including the introduction of the wonderful MARQUINHOS, who slotted home a rebound, and after the youngster Mario Dobry was denied. So anyway, that was MARQUINHOS. MARQUINHOS really performed quite well, and that's why Mikel Arteta is looking at making sure that possibly he can have a big shot in the first team. He can have a very nice shot on the first team. Arsenal also included first choice defenders Ben White. But yeah, Ben White was there, and Gabriel Magalhaes from the off, as well as Cedric Soares and Rob Holding, who played the role in the equalizer, and that was definitely quite good. While Reiss Nelson played his first minutes since signing his long-term contract with the club. Yeah, Reiss Nelson, I think congratulations to him. He's a very wonderful one. He's a very good one, and he definitely brings quite a lot on the table. William Saliba has also put pen to paper, and this deal is worth 220,000 a week. That's quite big money, 220,000. But William Saliba also, despite the fact that I am saying that that's big money, William Saliba is a top football player, good football player, and he's been impressing for quite a long period of time. So I think that's a big reward for him, and he definitely deserves it. In other transfer news, Ghana's on the verge of finalizing Urian Timber transfer after he completed the medical. Yeah, it's with Urian Timber, I think it's a deal that's done, sealed, and confirmed. Just waiting for official announcements by Urian Timber. Plus Declan Rice also, that's the same thing. So the North London has reached an agreement with the Dutch Giants to sign the 22-year-old Urian Timber, and everything is definitely going on quite well and as planned for the club Arsenal. As this time round, Arsenal is looking at different options and opinions on how they can sign a few football players, but also the game is going to be changing. What you saw last season is not what you're going to see this season for the club Arsenal. What you saw is going to be way different from what you will see, because now put in consideration that there is Gabriel Jesus in there. Last season he had a few injuries, and right about now he's coming in quite big and better. And also there is possibly MARQUINHOS could have first team football, because what we've seen from different sources, MIKEL is looking into making sure that possibly he can give him a big shot on the transfers, a big shot on the first team. So MARQUINHOS could be in there, and but still it's not yet 100% confirmed with that. I still have a bit of doubt, but he's a good one undoubtedly. I think I would not start Gabriel, I would not start MARQUINHOS, but I would probably keep him on the bench and make him wait, and probably see how he plays, and things really keep on moving. If things keep on moving very well, then he can always have his chance. But I don't think it's a wise idea for him to start always, because there seems to be a few more interesting talents over there. So knowing the fact that it's been quite good, it's been quite great for Arsenal, and looking at a squad that Arsenal, an Arsenal squad that has Gabriel Jesus in it, it's got Declan Rice in it, it's got a full pack defense with Urian Timber, it's got Kai Havertz. Definitely, what you saw last season is going to be way different from what will happen this season. Having said that, it's not that Arsenal is the only club that has got good football players. Even other clubs are trying to get good football players. But right about now, when I look around, when you look around, who is topping the signings? Who has signed well? And to be fair, I think Arsenal is the club, as it stands now, Arsenal is the club that have signed quite well, because they've got Gabriel Jesus. Sorry, I don't know why Gabriel Jesus is really in me, but Arsenal has got this young lad who's been signed in the defense, Urian Timber. Arsenal has the best defensive midfielder, Declan Rice, and Arsenal has Kai Havertz. Really, it's going to be a different mode of play. It's going to be a way different mode of play. So we could definitely be seeing a lot happening, and we think things will definitely be moving on quite well for the club Arsenal, because everything is falling in place, and this game really was an eye-opener for some of the football players, because you can tell that Mikel Arteta is looking at a reshuffle, and if you do not impress when you're in preseason training, then there are big chances that you're going to be sold, because if the manager thinks that you could be a waste of time at the club, you're not performing well, or you're not fit to start the season, that means you're not going to give the club 100%. You're not going to give the club the push that it definitely needs, and that is why you probably could be available for sale the coming season, and that is what we've been looking at and saying it could be a bit tricky for some football players. But Mikel Arteta is very happy with MARQUINHOS and his transformation, and the fact that he came on and scored for the club Arsenal, made it a draw for the club Arsenal. That was definitely quite nice and an exception, and he could probably win himself a fast team plays. You have to remember that that's how Aaron Ramsdale came in. Aaron Ramsdale is now the current first goalkeeper. But before, Bernard Leno was a good one, but when he was sort of an injury, and this football player came in, the goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale, he performed so well that Mikel Arteta found it irresistible. He found him irresistible, and Bernard Leno had to leave first team football. Anyway, thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter, and please subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. Right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your very host Abu Kalzo. Still, thank you and goodbye for now.